Welcome to the trade recap. So let's get this over with fast because today we made a mistake and we are still not actually starting the 30-day challenge because we failed on the first day. So this is not my first 30-day challenge and everything, so I basically got a little bit. I was not in the right mind to trade, and I got easily distracted, which made me like enter a trade too fast when there wasn't anything, just so that I can leave the charts, which doesn't make any sense. So I'm definitely not going to be repeating that. I have to definitely remove my phone from my room while I trade because it's only an hour and a half. So it's really unreal that I wasn't able to sit still for an hour and a half without checking my phone. But I guess that's okay. So let me show. So we had a new news Monday, and as you can see, price action was really bad. I like to trade these days because they offer a good setup most of the times, or price action isn't this bad, but today it is what it is. So the trade I took was on NQ. So I was looking at price. So from I was biased, but it's not for the higher time frame. So I'm obviously bullish here, and I'm looking for price to reach on S&P into this weekly fair value gap above, and then maybe if we close above it and use it as an inversion to go up into these highs. And here I'm just looking for it to continue going higher. But we opened here and we created a new weak opening gap. With creating this, now I'm both bearish and bullish. So if we can sweep everything and reach into this, I will look for buys. If we can sweep some highs, I'll look for shorts into this. And that is exactly what it is. So at 9:30, as you can see, price. So we swapped this a little bit earlier, and then on the S&P, which I liked a bit more, we took out this high also. Okay. I really wanted to see sell from this level, but we did not reach that. So there was no reason for me to actually trade because as you can see, we didn't really give the actual move that I wanted. I wanted to see a move from this right here. We came really close. We then inverse this and create a break structure. So I was looking for a short there. When price reached into this 5-minute fair value gap and gave me it gave an inversion right here. Then I waited because it's a small fair value gap. Price retraced all the way here, created this breaker structure, and right about somewhere here, I entered into a short, putting my stop about here, and then targeting the new week opening gap. As you can see, my bias, my thinking was right, but the trade idea was just not right at the moment. What I should have done if I'm gonna take this trade is wait and see what price wants to do. So I was at first expecting it to reach all the way back up here and then give me a setup, which as you can see, it ran there and then went back. So the only reason that I could have profited today is if I waited for price to, so we can see that it also gave a setup here by inversing this fair value gap. So it would enter on this candle, stop would have to be about here, and you would target the same thing, but in the end you will get stopped out once more. The only way to catch this move was to wait for this level to get hit, and once it gets hit right here, this order block, and it didn't reach the 5-minute fair value gap, but it did the inverse, and then enter on the breaker structure right here, and your stop has to be above this 5-minute fair value gap, and then you can target the new week opening gap. As you can see, the bias and everything was right. It's just that the market didn't really give me the correct entry at the correct time, and as I've said, I didn't really like the price section because look at this. So I'm bullish and bearish, and then at 9:30 we have swept this high, and then we are preparing to give a short, but at the same time we just swept this level. So now we are giving an inverse with this gap and giving a breaker structure right here, and this 5-minute fair value gap from which we can expect inversions to the upside. So a lot of both bearish and bullish setups. So I just decided to leave after taking that ridiculous short, and turns out I did a good thing because in the end I think I would like execute some shorts, some longs. I would go on a tilt and I would lose more than I wanted to for today, and this way I just lost 1%, so that's completely fine. It's only Monday. We have a lot of days to trade left in the week, So yeah, the only setup that actually played out was this one. I would honestly, if I didn't take a trade here and I decided to wait, and I saw this and we inversed this gap right here, I would probably enter there, get stopped out, and then maybe consider re-entering, because we gave a nice reaction off of this. That'll be the only way. Anyway, price action was kind of mid today, not very good. I knew the direction, I was on the right side, but just very choppy in here and not letting it to execute correctly without getting stopped out. Same here, if you traded S&P and you wanted to get an entry from here, you would have gotten one if you were looking for shorts. So you get a 5-minute inversion and a 1-minute inversion. Let's say you enter here, stop about here, target the volume imbalance maybe for 2 hour, and then you get stopped out and then the move happens. So very bad day, very choppy price action and not really good. So all we can do is move on and improve. What I'm gonna improve is definitely being more focused on the charts actually, and not being distracted a lot, because I have to lock in order to complete the 30-day challenge, and that is exactly what I'm going to do. Also, I have signed up for a competition with some firm. I'm not sure the name of it, but it starts tomorrow, so we'll see what we are going to do with that. I think I'm going to take both trades that I take actually on my account. So I'm basically going to take a trade here, then through my phone I'll execute a trade on that competition, and I'm gonna take on the competition account, I'm gonna take forex trades as well. So today we had a really good trade on USD/JPY that I couldn't take because at the time of it happening I was in school, and then as I was looking at taking the setup, my teacher came in and take my phone, so I didn't manage to get the order filled. So what I was looking at is we are definitely in a bearish week, and I'm expecting price to reach these lows, but we have the next level that we can retrace like this to make a correction is basically these levels, but they are too far, so we have this weekly imbalance. So I was basically expecting both sides to be met. So if we took out the high of Asia, I would sell. If we took out the low of Asia, I would buy. And then also, as you can see, the 4-hour time frame, at this current moment around here, we had this high also. So that is actually what price was aimed at. So if you open this, you can see that okay, this was actually before that. Sorry. On the 4-hour, there really isn't much. Okay, so not really much there. It's just that we can retrace if we want to, and we can go down. So once we swept out the low here, you can wait for a break structure, and that happened right here on this candle. So you would enter in a long on this candle, and then you would put a stop below the last low that took out the Asia low and aim at the high, which gives you around 3R basically, depending on where you put your stop. Okay, but around 3R is very good for this strategy, and you would put your stop at break even once it reaches 1 to 2. So right here, that's where your stop is going to break even, and you're letting the trade play out. So that's all of setups today. This is what we took a trade that is not really good, but what are we going to do with it? We are going to improve. So that's the most important thing. We made a mistake, and we are going to correct it and improve to become better at this and succeed. So that's all for today. Thank you for watching this, and I hope you can learn from it.